Midwest, home sweet home in good old Indiana. Place of small towns, cozy families gathered together, and fields of corn and rustic woods. But, like any town, there is a dark underbelly that often goes unnoted. We are part of that darkness. We lurk in the shadows to bring you the best in horror, metal, and stories of the grotesque. This is Blood in the Cornfields.
All right, welcome in, Cellar Dwellers. I am Mark.
I'm Ivy.
And we are Blood in the Cornfields. Hope everyone's doing pretty good out there.
Happy Friday the 13th to you.
Happy Friday the 13th and Jason's birthday Friday the 13th at
it's
that.
A very special one.
It definitely is. So we are excited about that. Lots of things going on this time of year. Weather's starting to heat up. People starting to get out and do more shit and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's perfect summer weather.
I enjoy it. I do like winter though, but hey, we'll take it with that. So, got some current events for you. Go ahead, you start us off with yours.
Start? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, for my first one, I just want to talk about briefly, Queens of the Dead. Since we're still in Pride Month, I want to bring it up. It's George Romero's daughter, Tina Romero, is directing like a big gay zombie movie, in her words. And I'm very excited about it. It looks awesome. It looks amazing. It does look gay. I love it. It looks like a good time. It looks like it's got drag queens and just in zombies.
Yeah, maybe both.
How could you go
zombie
wrong?
Drag queens?
Oh my god. Could you imagine?
Okay, so if you're doing this, I think you gotta do it, you know?
Right.
Like I don't know. I'm curious to see.
I mean, we already got
how over the top it is.
Yeah.
Because it can go in so many different directions.
I mean, you see the girls strutting around on Dragula.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, we could pull this off. You could make drag queens nasty.
Yeah.
And scary, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I noticed
turn up the filth factor.
Like the pink and blue purplish lighting in that one picture.
The bi lighting?
Yeah, just makes me like think of like a club and like some, I don't know, just some interesting vibes coming off that.
Absolutely. The ball running down the stuff.
That's great. What else we got?
Well, talk about the drive-in movies.
Oh, yes. So I thought
that would be so cool.
I know. Trust me. I wanted to pretend I was rich. So I came across a post for Bloody Disgusting where they're actually promoting people to purchase drive-in movie theaters. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty cool because it sounds like there is a website dedicated to kind of teaching people how to, basically pass the torch on to a new generation of drive-in theater owners. Yeah. And you can it's got a link to a website to where you can buy a drive-in theater, and those are linked to like realtors and different shit.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they're all over the country. I want to say there's probably about 10 of them because I went on the website, scoped it out. 2 in Indiana, which was kind of interesting. 1 more by Kentucky, and then 1, I believe, south of Indy.
Nice.
But yeah, I just thought that was interesting, because drive-in theaters kind of making a comeback, with the nostalgia of it. You 2 for the price of 1 movies, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Made me wish I had a lot of money and then if there was one open around here, but neither is the case. So that is quite all right. But I thought that was really cool and interesting.
Yeah, no, 100%. Speaking of new things opening up, I don't know if we were speaking about them, but
we, in our minds, could have been.
Yeah, for all you know.
Yeah, we are now.
We have downtown Goshen just opened up The Fold.
Yes, The Fold.
So fucking good.
Yeah, I've not went, but I've
gone twice now.
You son of a bitch. I was like, Crystal was like, she's gone twice, and I'm like, I think so.
Yes.
She's like, we haven't even gone. We just looked in the windows like fucking creepers, and that was it.
The first time, I think I mentioned on the podcast last time, or maybe I just talked to you in passing.
I think it was on the podcast.
where it was just the Mug Club members for GBCO, because GBCO, Goshen Brewing Company, owns the Fold. But anyway, like the first time I went was me and my husband. We went out there because we were Mug Club members for GBCO, and we had a great time, but it took like an hour and a half to actually get our food because it was a long ass line.
That place was packed because we were that's the night we were creeping. It was packed.
Yeah, and they got a nice outside area too.
Yeah, right along that alleyway.
The biggest thing to mention is it's just like Constant Springs, like how that used to be. It is 21 plus still.
Yep.
And it's mostly, I think, Luke and I are speculating, it's because of the way the bar is.
It's got to be.
You can't.
There's no separation.
Close that off.
Yeah, there's no separation
it's
whatsoever.
Too tiny, you know. You can't do that. So that's kind of where they're at, and that's fine. Like, anybody can order out and take something for your family, you know. But it's very good. The second time I went, GBCO had their 10th anniversary. So I went out with my cousin. She and I went out. We went to the rave at GBCO. And then immediately from the rave, we heard there was some sort of like after party where everybody else was going. We went to the Fold. And so we kind of were hanging out around there and had awesome slices of pizza.
Sweet.
It was a good time. And then we went to Elephant Bar and fucked around over there.
Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, definitely hit them up.
Yes,
at some point, when I'm not kidless, or when I am kidless, I should say, we'll hit that up. Yeah, definitely.
Good stuff.
So Companion. I know you wanted to talk about that too. So I watched it.
Yeah. Lucky you.
It's one of those ones that kind of slipped through the cracks that I've been wanting to watch, and I purposefully knew nothing about this
going into it.
The only thing I knew was the scene where he was doing the candle in the hand thing. I don't know if you saw that or not. Okay, so there's a candle and a hand scene. That's all I'll say because I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the only thing I saw. And so it was like, it's kind of an odd scene. And so I was just like, wow, like, you know, what is this about? And I saw it. I loved it. But I will tell you that I'm not going to give anything away because I think the less you know about this movie, the better. And
go into it blind, apparently, is what I've heard is the best way.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good when you go into it blind. And I could see how if you know more about it, it's not as good. So I think it is absolutely worth a watch. I would score it an 8.
Ooh.
I would score it an 8.
All right. Yep. That's awesome. Let's see here. So for July, this is a little off topic, but for July, I just thought about this. Devil Tale magazine is doing a special issue but it's mostly just artists and pictures, but it's still badass, and it's all Star Wars things.
Yes, it is. Which I'm gonna order the June episode.
Yeah, the June one.
And you all can out
Friday the 13th. It dropped today.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I forgot it did. So you can order. I'm assuming by the time this is out, you should be able to order. Yep. If not, you can pay him, and I'm sure he would ship it out as soon as possible. So I'm gonna own every episode, issue, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna totally order it. But it is out today. So the June episode. So pick that up. It's I don't know.
It'll be a good one.
Yeah. So I'm kind of excited that I'm not looking at any of these either. Like, you know, he'll have some of the models and I'll like add them and, you know, all that sort of stuff.
Contact,
And that's all I really know of it. So there, you know, like a couple of the models, like I've seen some of their pictures, but I still don't know if like that's what they're doing in the magazine or not. So I'm looking forward to that one. So definite shout out to Devil Tale magazine.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Did you want to talk about the Resident Evil Requiem that's coming out?
Yes. So
I know that's a big thing between you and Luke too.
Yes. So this is Resident Evil 6. I don't remember where it's at, but this one just released. I forget the game of festival that just happened. But anyway, Resident Evil Requiem was the last trailer at this event.
Ooh.
So it was like the closing out trailer.
It was a thing to hype everybody up.
Yes. So I'm really, really fucking excited about this because I have no idea what direction, because like Resident Evil games in the past were like, you know, you're walking and you shoot this guy and blah, 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 you know, and then they kind of changed directions and turned into this, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but like you're you know, kind of first person-y, and then you're watching shit unfold almost like a movie, you know, and it changed from just being like a zombie shooter to like, I don't want to say strategy, but like, I don't know. And I'm not that much of a nerd in gaming that I know a lot of the terms, but anyway, they changed their style.
Ooh.
So it changed it up. So like the gameplay was completely different. So there are people out there that love the first Resident Evil games and hate the new ones because the gameplay was, you know, mixed up, and I'm sure it's vice versa, whatever.
That's
so
cool.
I don't know where this new one is going, and I only saw a brief little bit. You see the main character. It's a female. I believe she's got like whitish gray hair, kind of cool. That's all I've seen, and it comes out in 2026. I don't remember when. The less I know about this, the better. I am really just kind of going into this blind, so I'm really excited about that. And then there's another game called Ill. I think that's what it's called. It's like a first-person shooter, and it's got like this little chubby Michelin man looking baby thing was running at him, and he kicked him into a bunch of barrels and shit.
Really?
And then there's this other little creepy thing running, and he shoots him and he falls, and it's like, yeah, it's a creepy little shooter that looks really interesting, but I believe it's called Ill, ILL. I don't remember when that's going out, but a bunch of people are talking about that. Yeah, forgive me, I'm fuzzy on details, but I think this all went down Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's coming on Steam or something like that.
Yeah, it looks really, really cool. It reminds me of Dead Space, because Dead Space there's like little demon babies that you kill in it and shit. Yeah. Oh, Dead Space is great. But yeah, that's a game that's getting a lot of attention right now since the trailer. It looks really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. So there's that. What else we got?
Well, we got a couple of more new movies coming out, mostly sequels. We got Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in December.
In December? Okay, yeah. I still haven't. I haven't seen this one.
Millennials, Gen Xers, and Zs unite. Because I'm so excited for it. Like, the second game was like one of my favorite games.
I've never played.
The lore behind it was so good. I'm so excited to see what they do with it, because in my opinion, as a gamer, and as a nerd of the first film, it was perfect. It was exactly what it was for, the nerds. Okay, it wasn't for really anybody else. Do that. And it's like, it was peak. I loved it. So I'm hoping FNAF 2 is going to be just as good and is going to give everything to the fans. Sweet. You know, just let us eat and leave no crumbs. Then we also have Black Phone 2 that's coming out.
Yeah, I know nothing about it.
Did you see the first one?
I've seen Black Phone 1. Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was really creative. And now, I'm not going to rant, but nowadays, like, I care about the movies, but I almost care more about, give me originality. Yeah, like, exactly. Don't give me this cookie cutter shit. So if I see something that's like original, like, you know, Long Legs was really original. Yeah, you can say that it kind of steals from that a little bit, but not really that much. But just the originality of it, you know, give me something original. And that's what Black Phone 1 did for me. I thought it was really cool, really original, you know, really creepy. I'm excited to see where this one's going, to see where they take it.
The only thing I really saw, because I like you, I try to avoid trailers if I can, because I much rather go into things blind. Yeah. Unless you get it spoiled for you, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But, you know, it looks interesting because it takes place in the snow, like in winter. And I don't know, there's always something to me that's creepy about horror movies taking place in winter. Like, there's just that added factor of I'm fucked to it, you know, in winter time.
The thing I like about it too is there's a natural light to the winter time when there's snow on the ground that's not there when there's not. It's, you know, the moon is reflecting off the snow. It creates a natural light that is very eerie, in my opinion, in certain settings.
100%. Sure. So I think that's a good setting. And I think we'll talk about that in a little bit too.
Yes, we will.
Because you happened to watch one of our films that took place in the snow, and I got lots of thoughts. Yeah. But anyway, the other thing that we have that's like, I guess, new that's coming out, because we have nothing but fucking reboots and remakes and all this other bullshit anymore. But we have the new Carrie TV series is coming out.
I can't say that I'm interested.
I don't care. I also do not care. I understand they're trying to update it for modern audiences. I do not give a fuck. What other pretty girl are you going to put as Carrie this time?
Yeah.
Seriously.
I don't know. I mean, of course, it maybe they do something decent, but I just, on the surface, I'm like, I hear that, and I mean, I probably could care less, but it's borderlining on that, I couldn't care less, which is always one of those things that I always like to say properly, because it always annoys me when someone's like, oh, I could care less. It's like, well, that implies that you could care less, so that it's not the bottom. Right? It's not level 0. But when you say could not care less, that is like, you cannot care less. It's the worst thing ever. You're at 0. Sorry, that's my little thing there. Even though I mispronounce words fucking all the time. Like, you guys know I'm half inbred, so like it comes out all the time. But yeah, I mean, I'm about at my 0 for that. I mean, I'll say I'm at a 3 to where like, okay, like maybe it might be interesting in a way, but it's pretty low on the list for me.
Yeah. Well, other point that I talked about, like, you get things ruined for you because sometimes, social media has like little snippets of things, whether it be trailers or like leaks shit like that all the time. Yeah. And you just happen to be scrolling and then you just see it and it's like, God damn it. Why'd you say something?
Yeah.
Fuck. So one of those was for Megan 2.0. Oh, you sent me the trailer, and I'm like, I'm not watching it, bud. I want to go into this blind. And then another friend sends me a meme that's attached to said trailer. And the meme was, oh, it looks like Robert Rodriguez got a hold of Megan. And I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, it does look like Spy Kids. What'd they do to my girl?
That was nice compared to what I saw. This looks like a fart in a bag. Like, this just looks terrible. I don't know. I saw the trailer, and that's why I sent it to you, because I wanted to see your reaction. But I mean, don't watch it. Don't ruin it for yourself. But I have to watch it now because I'm like, the trailer makes me think, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a bomb. Like, it's gonna be bad, and I'm gonna have to watch it to see. But oh man, my expectations for this are about as low as you get going into it. So we will see.
We'll see. God, I really hope not. I hope it's still decent. Like, at least go batshit insane with it if you're gonna do some shit like that. Like, she gonna go kill the president? What's going on? Like, really, what's happening in this film?
The main plot is not predictable, but the things that I saw, I was like, wow, that is so predictable. Like, I bet you could guess even what I'm thinking without even
I'm not going to try.
I know. But it's those of you, go watch it out there. Write in the comments. Like, let's share our thoughts about how just terrible I think this looks.
Well, before we get into
yes. So
it's the summertime.
It is the summertime. So as we're transitioning in from that up and down spring weather into the summer, people wearing less clothing, whatever, that's fine. It's getting warmer and hotter and all that sort of stuff.
I want to know where you're going.
I want to bring you all, I want everyone to pay attention out there. And I'm just going to say what I'm going to say and then go into it a little bit. Okay. So, all right. So my message to everyone out there is, now that it's warming up, if you got jacked feet, please don't wear flops. No jacked feet in flops. That is a huge pet peeve of mine. Like, I hate going places and seeing people that, like, hey, if your feet are bad, like, we're not all perfect. That's fine. Like, I just, maybe I'm an asshole, which I'll own.
I need to know what your definition of jacked feet
are. So if you, like, oh my God, let me just go through the story. So I've seen one where, the toenail was, about yay long. Or,
so
tall.
It was like an eagle talon.
It was like tall. Yeah, like tall.
And it wasn't manicured?
Looked like 30 nails stacked on top of each other. Yeah. And then, if you got feet that look like you climb trees, like, let's not fucking show that off. Like, if you got, like you're grabbing onto trees and shit. Yeah.
The fucking jaguar claws.
Yeah, I just okay. I don't know. It creeps me out. It weirds me out. Every year it happens so many times. Like, you know, you get older, your toes start to go overlapping each other and doing this. Like, come on, please. Let's like. I understand if they're like that, but like, you know, let's cover it up. Let's close the toes on the shoes. I can't tell you how many times. And it's usually in a gas station. It's usually when it happens. And I mean, you know, we are in Indiana.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But yes, please, if you got jacked feet, don't wear the flops. Like, don't invite me into your foot shit show. Like, I don't want to be there. I don't want to attend.
No, I will never kink shame. So if you have a foot fetish and that's your bag and that's what you like, good for you.
But so the people that have foot fetishes, like, they would agree with me because, like, you know, even I'm not saying, so anyone out there that paints your toes, I'm not saying you have to paint your toes. It's not about that. No, it's not about that at all. Just if you got jacked feet, like, if they're jacked,
no
don't wear
talents,
flops.
No bunions, no arthritis. Mark doesn't want to see it.
No, it's if your feet look like that they're flaking off.
How about hobbit feet?
Little chubby hairy. I mean, for me, whatever, no big deal. You know, like that's
my feet. I have little hobbit feet.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not saying anyone has to be perfect. There's jacked, and then there's everything else. Everything else is acceptable. Just jacked is don't fucking wear the flops.
Oh my god.
And again, I'm only talking about the 2%. 1% of the people that are out there, you know, if you have feet that are gonna make people cringe, just close it up. Just close it up. Close it up. If you got just, you know, any other, you're good. So that's enough. I've ranted enough. Just, you got jack feet, don't wear flops. It's easy as that.
So why are we here?
So we are here
on this fine June 13th.
Yes, we are here to pay tribute to your boy,
Jason, my sweet baby,
my baby boy. Yes. So, you know, one of the icons, one of the franchises, you know.
But we are doing something a little different.
We are. That's what's kind of cool about this one.
Yeah. So how we kind of got inspired by this is we have Luke to thank.
Yes,
after we did the Jessa Flux episode, we found out that she was in a Friday the 13th fan film.
Yes.
And Luke was like, that's an idea. Because we already went through the last Friday the 13th, like our favorite in the franchise. We did a ranking video and all that.
And it's been played out. It's been played out. Everybody
does that all the time. So in this case, why don't we talk about films that nobody's talking about?
Yeah.
Fan films. We also got the Riverbend Film Festival coming up.
Yes.
So not saying that there's any of those in there, but they have
it's just in the same kind of vein.
Exactly. And it's like, why don't we pay tribute to those people that worked hard, that put together some good shit as well? And so that's what we're doing today. We're reviewing fan films.
Yes, specifically the Jason ones, of course.
And a lot of them are available on YouTube. So a lot of the ones that we're talking about, you can just check them out.
Yeah. And so for those of you who are not as familiar with what fan film may even mean, it's all independent stuff. It's up-and-comers, students, people that are interested in film doing their take kind of on a franchise, or we'll just speak to this one because there's different types of fan films. And a lot of times there's little cameos or there's little, Easter eggs thrown in there. They're notorious for that. And they just kind of have a mind of their own is what I would say. But that's kind of the beauty of it is it's different takes, but it's, people that are, like I said, students and up and coming writers, directors, actors, all that sort of stuff. And they vary in quality, they vary in direction, they vary in budget, story, makeup, effects, and that's what kind of makes them interesting. You know?
So we have, let's see here, technically like 6. Is it 6?
I believe so. I think so. I don't know.
Because you have a couple. We'll talk about it. But the first one we definitely want to start off with is going to be the first one we watched, Voorhees, Night of the Beast.
Night of the Beast, yes.
Oh my God, dude. 2021, first off. And this is the one that stars Jessa Flux.
Yep. Did you like it, Cass?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
you heard it from Casper. He had his takes on it.
There we go. So good friend Jessa is in it, which kind of intrigued me.
Where do we start with it? First off,
especially with this one.
Yeah, this. Okay, I'm gonna let's start off with the story. The story.
Sure.
The story literally takes place. Let's see here. After Jason lives, actually technically after Jason Takes Manhattan, but it's in between Jason Takes Manhattan and Jason X.
Yeah.
Or no.
Is it Goes to Hell?
Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
It's in between those two.
Yeah.
Because it's just before the events of Jason Goes to Hell, but it's just after Jason Takes Manhattan, but there are direct callbacks to Jason Lives.
Yeah.
Because the boy in the story, and again, spoilers for all these, but check them out at your own interest because there's a lot of cool shit anyway, because what we're describing won't ever do justice to actually watching the film.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, don't ever, the PSA for me, don't ever say that you've seen a movie just because you heard a review.
Yeah.
Watch the fucking thing. Somebody did some hard work putting that shit together to entertain you. Go watch it.
Yeah.
So in this case, like, there's a guy in the film that is directly one of the kids that was in the camp when Jason Lives, where Jason was stalking the camp and killed all the counselors, and he's having PTSD from all of it.
Dreams and stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the worst fucking character is in this. The girlfriend. Fucking Chrissy. I hate her. Yeah. I genuinely
so did I.
Do not like this
such a bitch.
Her motives is to take her boyfriend back to said camp and make him, just spend the night there, the weekend, whatever the fuck's going on. Make them spend the weekend there as a group of friends. She brings in all her fucking buddies into this bullshit. Yes. They're going Evil Dead, remake with this shit. Like, trying to get him over his PTSD. You couldn't choose a different camp. You couldn't choose any place. No, we got to go back to New Jersey specifically and get this kid fucked up or killed.
Yeah, they should have all just, when they took the blindfold off, just got into the van and drove away. It would have been the same thing.
Right?
Face your fears, bud. And then just drove away as he has a heart attack.
So, yeah, that was the whole fucking thing is like... So Jessa is one of the friends in this group. And honestly, I'm going to be really nice. No offense to any of the other actors.
Yeah.
But Jessa was the best part and the dude playing Duke.
Yeah.
Like, those were the best characters, in my opinion. Jessa, of course, is playing... Oh, of course, man. That's terrible. Luke,
no. Well, see... So she gets...
She's typecast,
but she likes these roles.
She's good at it.
Oh, fuck yeah, she is.
And I didn't want to say, of course, as a disrespectful thing to her.
No, it's not.
Because she's cast as... the kind of the slutty one, the cute one, the hot girl.
Okay, yeah. When you're absolutely fucking gorgeous, like, you tend to get typecast like that.
She's the sex crazy one in this group.
And she plays it so fucking
She does
well.
a great job.
Does, yeah. In so many of her movies, she plays it so well.
Yeah. It's like, she does a great job. she was like one of the more entertaining people, and it's sad that she gets killed off so early.
I love
but her death scene is the most funniest thing I've ever seen.
To me that was the best part of the movie.
I don't even want to give it away because I want them to see it because it's so good.
I know. Is it like, so now that we've interviewed her, I'm so stupid, and you may laugh at this, but like, and it's again, whatever. I don't even give a shit. But like, the only thing that bugged me about the movie is. I'm biased because I pull for her. Like, she's doing great right now. She's doing so much shit. Like I said, she's fucking gorgeous. She's phenomenal. But like in the movie, I'm like, what? Like, give me a better guy than this guy. She wouldn't be interested in him 100%. At all. Like, again, if this guy ever listens to this,
guy.
I'm not saying I'm a heartthrob. Trust me, if I was cast as your spot and I'm watching this as you watching me, I would fucking say the exact same thing. That's the only thing is I'm like, dude's not believable. Pulling her. There's no way.
No, because
there's no way.
The guy is a slob, and he's also like he says his lines like he's tired all the time.
I know.
God bless you, sir, for being awesome and for doing this part. Maybe that was your character, is you're supposed to be stoned all the time, and so that your line delivery is supposed to be like that. But dude,
I don't even
character wise,
yes,
just a no.
But that was what I was thinking. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so, like,
I could have seen her more with the hunter guy. The one that goes, come on, come at me.
Yeah. Like something like that.
I could have seen that more.
Yeah. But, I know that the role didn't cast for that or whatever. But, so, I mean, we'll kind of, sorry, we got on a Jessa. Okay. So
I love to suck dick too, but you know what? I love Jessa, and I'm going to promote the fuck out of you, girl, because you're awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So
you heard it here first.
So she gets killed first. We're gonna kind of skip that. I say that it's the best scene in the movie. It's my favorite scene.
It's so good.
And we do see titties. We do. Jessa takes her top off.
Oh, I didn't even.
Yes.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. I was all over it. Like,
how did I miss it?
I'm just saying. Yeah.
She whipped her titties out.
Yeah.
Well, I was also really busy this week.
That's all right.
So that's probably I spaced it. But man, this is like the only film where boobs would have actually been shown.
Yeah.
Because some of the other ones that I reviewed, no.
None of them. No. Hey, woohoo!
Yeah, titties. Good job, Jessa.
Yeah. So, we'll skip past that part because that's
Yeah.
kind of the great part. So after that, and you're much better at just breaking the shit.
No. Like after that, obviously people start getting killed one by one, but there's a twist.
And a great twist.
There's another killer besides Jason. That's stalking the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, this is where Chrissy pisses me off.
Oh.
So there's another set of hunters that are not, it's not necessarily said that they're going after Jason.
Yeah.
But they're going after something else besides Jason. They know Jason's out there. He's more of an obstacle to them than an actual threat.
Yeah.
At this point. There's a bigger threat. There's a fucking Bigfoot.
Who doesn't love Jason and Bigfoot?
It's a fucking Bigfoot. And that's who they're going after.
Yes.
However, I gotta say the lore building in this about Jason is interesting.
Yeah.
Because they tie in Evil Dead into
the
this.
Necronomicon.
Apparently Pamela Voorhees distraught, gets the Necronomicon, tries to bring her son back to life, realizes it fucking works, but he's possessed by the spirit of Asmodeus, who is now hell of a boss, and also my fans that love that shit. You guys know. Ozzy sexy lust demon. I love him in that show. Luke, slap a picture of that bad boy up there because I love him.
All right.
But anyway, apparently possesses the soul of Jason. So Jason goes after anybody that is obviously showing displays of lust and or like weed, like excess, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
To kind of tie into why Asmodeus wants to go after those souls in particular. So that's neat. That was weird and different.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Plausible.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So you have that, and then you have the fucking Bigfoot.
The Bigfoot.
And I honestly liked the dude also that was playing the big buff guy.
Yeah, I did too.
He was funny.
Yeah.
And this was like the second movie that I've seen where somebody straight up goes, "Come at me, Jason!" Ooh, like they're being all macho
Tough,
and shit. And it's like, you know what? I don't remember anybody actually trying to tackle Jason, so this was kind of refreshing.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I like that somebody was trying to go head to head.
They did. Yeah, they did their head to head pan back fight scene,
and that was fun.
Yeah, it was cool.
I like that.
It was cool.
Also, the dude that played Jason did a really good job.
He did. Yeah.
It doesn't take much, I know, to stomp around and look scary, but he did a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. So
being intimidating.
And kind of as the movie progresses, I mean, because like
how did the Bigfoot get knocked the fuck out? Who did that? Was it the hunters? Did they get him? I can't remember.
Were you talking about like the very end?
Like towards the end.
So
where Chrissy makes that dumb mistake.
Well, so Bigfoot, do you remember why he comes out?
Like I said, it's been a while since.
Okay, it's okay. So Bigfoot comes. So it's Jason getting ready to go after the main character and Chrissy, the girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then Bigfoot comes out to defend them because earlier in the movie.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's we're.
Am I going way towards the end?
Far. Yeah.
Okay. Which is fine because I didn't go all.
Yeah. Good. Because it was the part where before she saves the Bigfoot and decides to bring him into the house.
Him to the house.
Well,
yes.
What caused Bigfoot to get knocked the fuck out? That's what I don't remember.
Oh, the dart. Duke shot him with a dart.
Okay, Duke did shoot him with the dart.
And then the other hunter, they're trying to track him, and the other hunter got clawed. The main leader hunter guy.
That's right. Yeah.
So they're tracking him, and then they come upon him in the car. And then he's laying in the road. And so then they load him up and then they drive to the nearest cabin.
What it was.
And then Duke sees the dart and so heads down the road towards them.
Yeah, because he's like, "Hey, idiots.
Yeah, you got Bigfoot. Like, what the fuck's your problem?"
That was the thing that pissed me off. Like, Chrissy, what the fuck are you doing?
She's just terrible.
She is the worst fucking person.
I gotta help it. It's a living creature.
You fucking bitch.
And they're like loaded in the car, and I'm like, wait, this skinny ass chick and this guy are loading a Bigfoot into their car? Probably not.
And then like the voice of reason to their whole group is that one guy, that one kid.
Yeah.
That's like the main character's best friend. Sorry, we're not using names. You'll know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
I love him. He's overacting his ass off, but he's doing a great job being the voice of reason. And it's like, he's like literally what the audience is thinking. Like whatever comes out of his mouth is exactly what the audience is thinking. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Why did you do this? Like they put him on the couch and are like Harry and the Hendersons with him.
I know. And so, I guess we'll kind of backtrack just for a second. The friends, and again, I don't remember the names. We watched 3.5 films each, and so the names, whatever, fuck them, you know what we're talking about. But the friends that came along, one of them is another couple, and it's a girl with braids and then a guy, I don't remember his name, but so there's another couple with them, and then there's Jessa and then the boy,
the weed guy,
the boy, I'm calling him the boy, the weed boy. So they're kind of taken out of the picture. So it's just the two couples.
Yeah.
And so they take them back and they're all four in the cabin and they've got Bigfoot laying Harry Henderson style on the couch.
Right.
And then Duke is now coming on his own to try and, get Bigfoot and all that. And he's right outside the door. And so him saying like, hey,
let me in.
And they're like, we don't know what to do. And I'm like, you got a Bigfoot on the couch and this is a man. Like,
like who are you going to trust?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm like, really? So they don't open the door. Bigfoot wakes up like a caged animal, freaks out, swipes
at the boy.
Yeah, homeboy. And he, dies in the cabin.
Dies instantly.
Yeah, so now it's just three. And then the girl the friend, and I forget her name, the braids.
Braids. Yeah, braids. I like that you just call her braids.
So
the alternative chick. Because you got to have the token one in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, they kind of skedaddle. And then that's where I kind of forget what took place between there and
then after that, they skedaddle out of there, but she gets killed off Braids does. She gets killed off pretty easily. And then at that point, Duke and Jason finally catch up to the couple left over. The boy with the PTSD and fucking Chrissy. And then I fucking love that scene where like Jason crushes him to death and he's like, "Oh, Chrissy, he's killing me."
And she doesn't do a damn thing.
And then
she doesn't do a damn thing.
Falls down dead. And then he full on tells her, "This is your fault." And I'm like, good. She needed to hear that. I don't give a shit. She's just a bitch. Like, you were trying to do the best thing for your boyfriend, but it's like the best thing for your boyfriend was obviously not the right thing. You're a fucking idiot. You got everybody, all of your
everyone
friends
killed. Everyone was just killed because you made a decision. And like they even warned you. His other good buddy that died by Sasquatch was like, "This is a dumb idea. We shouldn't be doing this." All that. But that's when it's the one-on-one kind of showdown, and Bigfoot comes out and says,
Jason
was like, "Let me protect you," to Chrissy.
Yeah.
And then they have the Bigfoot versus Jason duel.
With metal going on in the background, and that was beautiful.
Oh, man. So they have that duel. Jason comes out victorious.
Yep.
In that one.
But then,
yes.
There's a fucking herd.
There is a family of Bigfoots. That just annihilate Jason.
And I can't remember. Chrissy somehow dies. And it's
right as either as the fight is starting or after Bigfoot is starting to die, he grabs Jason, but before he grabs Jason, Jason throws
his machete. That's right.
Yeah, machete or axe. I can remember.
And it kills her.
Yeah, it kills her. Yeah. So good riddance.
Yeah, good riddance to bad garbage.
She should have died first.
Yeah.
And then they all should have just left. Yeah. Been like, "Man, your girl is an idiot.
Yeah.
She does stupid shit. Let's get out of here.
She doesn't love you."
Yeah, let's just leave her body. Just let her feed the ground and repopulate.
Because it was a lot. And like and I do like that, like, those of you who know the Friday the 13th franchise, you know exactly who Duke is. He's the dude from Jason, the bounty hunter from Jason Goes to Hell.
Yep.
And this is like his origin story.
Yeah. Yep.
So like you knew it was him, but it's like, is it though? Because at the beginning, I also thought the main kid, the PTSD kid, was going to be Tommy Jarvis, and then nope, wasn't.
No, but the guy that carves Jason into the car was Jarvis. Or am I thinking of a different movie?
That's a different movie.
Sorry, it's a different movie.
No, it's okay.
We watched 3 of them.
Yeah,
back to back to back. So okay.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. Like I like that there was lots of callbacks in this one.
There was, yeah.
There were so many callbacks.
The Be Eating You, the license plate.
Yep, and then also the Crazy Ralph was mentioned in this because like it's his brother.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. So yeah, there's a lot of really, like, this was a fan film. This was made for somebody that really likes the Friday the 13th franchise. Yeah. Was it great? It wasn't as good as the other ones that I feel like I got to see, but it was a fun ride. Like,
it was in the middle.
It was a lot of fun.
There was one I liked more and one I liked less. So it was in the middle for me.
Yeah, so Voorhees Night of the Beast was actually one that my husband Luke kickstarted.
Which is pretty cool.
However, there was a lot of shit that happened. Apparently, the guy who kickstarted the movie apparently had a stroke or had some sort of illness.
Yeah.
So the perks that Luke had initially wanted to get, which was like, I'm sure was like a DVD, and then maybe like, I don't know, something special, like a poster or something like that to go with it. But he never got those things because the person who took over the Kickstarter didn't know how any of it worked. So nobody got what they were promised. But yet we got a finished film.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah. And there's actually like a Night of the Beast 2.
Which I didn't know about. Yes. So tell us about that.
So I watched that. So that has more explanation kind of going on. So where the second one starts off is Braids and Braid's sister meet at a diner. It looks like a diner, some, road stop restaurant thing. And she's really excited because she wants her sister to meet her boyfriend, and they're going to go camping. And she sets the tone that, like, it's going to, hopefully bring them together as a couple, and they're helping out a friend and blah, blah, blah. So Braids sits with sister, and then it would go to the movie to where Braids goes out and gets killed.
Yeah.
And then Braids is the only one that's body wasn't found. Mm-hmm. So sister ends up getting a hold of Duke and is like, where's my sister? And, I want to go look for her. And Duke's like, no, don't. Like, she's dead. Even though the body hasn't showed up, she's dead, blah, 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 blah. And then the sister just, says, fuck it and whatever, and goes and looks for her anyway. Mm-hmm. And, of course, meets Jason. And a pretty cool kill scene. She's running from Jason and stumbles on her sister's body, sees her sister's body, freaks out. Jason lops off her head, and then their heads end up falling right next to each other. I think they're even looking at each other, too.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
And so then, she's dead. And then the part I didn't tell you about is so then after that, Duke goes into this store, and it's an Ash reference. It's, it says...
What?
He says his line, I forget, something aisle, I don't remember, whatever. And then he has the S Smart badge.
Oh,
and then
what?
Ash, yeah, and then I forget even what he says. He says like groovy or something like that, but it's a guy that,
it's not Bruce Campbell.
No, and it's a guy that like 10% looks like him.
Okay.
Like slightly, and then he just from side profile says like groovy or I don't know.
Oh, that's cool.
One of his one lines or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, he is enlisting the help of Ash.
That's cool. And that's neat, though, because, that always seemed to be a thing that, they tried to do. Like, even in the comics, I've mentioned that before, where it's Ash versus Jason versus Freddy. And it's that's perfect. That's a match made in heaven. That crossover makes so much sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, this is where it's going to get a little different in the episode. So you watched some short films, and I watched some short films. We did not watch the same short films.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of do a kind of quick rundown of each of those. Mm-hmm. Why don't you start with one of yours?
So I reviewed Legends, A Friday the 13th Tale. So with this, you start out with your main character is a gentleman who's a writer, and he's kind of getting writer's block. Mm-hmm. And his sister wants to help him out, and so they kind of go out and get a cabin, and they have some friends come with them that are wanting to party, and he's just like, what are we doing? This isn't going to help me. And they end up going kind of around a campfire and blah, blah, blah. And the cool thing that I liked is for the first kill scene, it's I forget what happened that the guy goes off after the fire where they're all hanging out and chilling on the first night. I think he goes into the cabin or whatever, but then he comes back out and sees that nobody's there. And so then he sees that the camera's laying on the ground. And so he picks up the camera and watches the first kill scene through the camera, through the little, like it was like a Sony Handycam where you watch it on the little flip screen.
Yeah.
So he's watching it. And it's up by where he just was, like the pavilion part of their cabin. And he's watching the first kill scene. And then he's watching one of his buddies run up to try and help. And then it kind of ends. And he's like, what the fuck is that? Like, where is everybody? And then he goes and tries to track down where everybody is. And then that's when Jason shows up and then starts going after everybody. He basically just kind of one by one hunts them down. And this was the 20-year re-release of it.
Oh,
so it was done a while ago, and it's very much. And I didn't realize that till about midway through. I was like, "Wow, this is really accurate, time movie for being a smaller budget." Because they had the Sony Handycam, they had the boom box, and it was back.
That's cool.
Yeah, back in the early 2000s. Yeah, is what it looked like.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. But anyway, so Jason's hunting them down, for the budget. It's some decent kill scenes and stuff. And the movie, and again, we're giving brief rundowns. The movie kind of takes a quick turn after the guy goes after Jason. Sorry, when Jason goes after the guy's sister.
Oh, okay.
Pulls her out of a car as they're trying to escape. And then bam, he wakes up and it's all a dream.
What?
And the weird part is, so that's his sister. And in now you realize is a dream. Mm-hmm. And then she comes out and I'm like kind of confused. And I might need to rewatch it because I think she comes out in only a towel.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't know. And it's there wasn't anything that was like overtly like they're not brother and sister per se in the dialogue. But I'm like, either it's like a tight dress or it's like a towel. And I say that I think it was a towel because then the next scene is she's going and getting in the shower. And she's wearing a red towel and whatever she was wearing was red. Yeah. So I was like, that's just kind of weird. I mean, I don't know. It just struck me as a little weird. So then she gets into the shower and the whole thing with her, is she likes Freddy. In the beginning of the movie, he's writing and he's frustrated and he's got writer's block. And he's like putting his hand in his head in his hands. Sorry, I could not say that. Head in his hands, like frustrated, and she, like wakes him up, so to speak, with the claw. Like, scares him is what I think I was trying to say. Sorry, I just weirded out on that. So that was in the very beginning. So that's where you kind of, and they talk about Freddy and stuff. You know, she's a fan, is what you kind of get.
Gotcha.
So he's woken up, and all the Jason killing you realize is a dream. So he wakes up from that. They have the weird exchange where she's in the towel, and then she goes off and gets into the bathroom, and then she closes the door, and then you see the Freddy hand appear on the kitchen, not the kitchen sink, but the bathroom sink like area. And then she comes out, and now she's got scars and like burn marks, but nothing on her face. Yeah. And so then she puts on the glove, and then she walks into the hallway, and then it's like she walks out of the bathroom, but then you see a hallway shot, and then it's like Freddy walks into another room. It's like, and then he wakes up again. It's a dream within a dream.
So this is actually a Nightmare on Elm Street film shaded as a Jason film.
Yeah, pretty much. Although Freddy didn't show up until that end where they have a Freddy guy like walking in the bathroom. And then he comes out again, and then the sister's like, oh my gosh, like what's wrong? Like, why are you so flustered? And he's like, oh, it was all a dream. And then they pack up and drive away.
Oh my God. See, that's a cop-out.
And then there's a little Freddy slash. The address is on a post, and some of the numbers are slashed. And that's the end.
Wow. I mean, I bet, because you're just describing it to me. I bet it's better than what I'm envisioning. Yeah, and
I realize, folks, that I'm terrible at describing shit. I'm all over the place, but that's just my personality.
That's okay.
But, yeah, it's this one is the one where I score it as the lowest of my three. So, yeah, it just, it's a fan film. It's
there are varying degrees.
Yeah, if you expect a lot going into it, you probably shouldn't. But yeah, it's entertaining. It is entertaining. Yeah. Definitely.
I think the next one that I have was pretty good. Like the next two that I found were both pretty good, but I'm going to start with Jason Rising from 2021. So this film takes place after Jason 4.
Okay.
Or Friday the 13th Part 4, where Tommy Jarvis kills Jason. And he's locked away and he's buried. Well, I feel like they I don't know where they glossed through it, but technically Jason was cremated. Somewhere in the timeline he was cremated, and then they somehow brought his body, something weird like that. But anyway, it takes place after he dies, and he apparently is all chained up and all this other stuff. And this was the cop with a huge fucking stash. Like, I mean, it's jokingly huge. He's got fucking huge Sam Elliott mustache, and it's obviously fake, but like, it's really good.
Sam Elliott's is not fake, however.
No.
And he's got a great voice.
He does.
A lot of women say Sam Elliott's attractive, even as an older man.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, I hear that. A lot of women say that.
Yeah, he's really
great
handsome,
voice.
man.
Great fucking voice. Mm-hmm. Sorry, we got on a Sam Elliott tangent.
That's okay. He's a hot man. We can pay tribute where tribute's due. But anyway, like, so this guy locks him up and he realizes, oh, Jason isn't actually dead.
Okay.
So they basically bury Jason alive.
The ashes?
No, the body.
But he wasn't cremated.
He wasn't cremated. So that's where I thought it was weird because in the movie series, he gets cremated.
Okay.
Whereas in the actual, like, this one, they bypassed that. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, like, yeah, he's buried alive. Now it cuts to modern day because everybody's got their smartphones and shit like that. However, it is in New Jersey. They still reference that, but Camp Crystal Lake is very close to a women's prison.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where, like, they send all the women to do chores and shit like that as, like, a rehabilitation thing.
Okay.
So the two local cops, which one of them is the son of the Sam Elliott guy. Sam Elliott guy's dead now. Not Jason related, but died of old age. And the one son, the cop that is the son, is paired up with a young lady, which I thought was funny. Her last name is Glover. She's Deputy Glover, like Crispin Glover, who was in the fourth movie as well. Sure, yeah. It was a weird reference, but it was really cool.
Okay.
There are 3 women that escape this prison and kill their captor or their guard.
Okay.
Anyway, they go out into Camp Crystal Lake to hide. And they know about the curse and all this other shit. They know. But anyway, the one of the ladies that's the, escapee has a sister on the outside that's going to pick up all these girls and get them the fuck out of there. Sure. Well, that sister starts, coming this way and knows that they've escaped and is trying to find them. However, she gets killed, not by Jason.
Oh.
The reanimated headless corpse of Pamela Voorhees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. And the girl they get to play Pamela is actually pretty good. Not the lady without the head. but like, yeah, Luke and I were just stunned. Like, they went there. They brought headless Pamela Voorhees back.
Yeah.
And like, she's, she brings her son back to life. She somehow is able to bring him back to life and all this other stuff. And it's his like rising scene is really fucking good. Yeah. It's where he's like, there's worms crawling over his hand and shit. And he like breaks out of the box and it's like gnarly and it's awesome. Anyway, each of the 3 ladies get killed off one by one. The one girl who's like the leader that gets killed off has a really awesome kill that's reminiscent of the original Jason ending.
Okay.
Where he pops out of the water and drags her in. Mm-hmm. Really good kill. That's not how he kills her, but it's like a real cool reference throwback. And anyway, they pick off all the girls one by one, and Jason also gets into a fight with one of the guards, who's like a big black guy, and he's fucking huge, and he's like, no, come at me. We're just gonna, he has like the laser gun and shit, he puts it down, and Jason kills him. Real easy. But it's like, oh shit, this was gonna be cool, like, to see. The first part of the movie, like, is kind of boring, because it's like a procedural. Yeah. But then it really picks up. Like, it's really good afterwards. And basically, long story short, like, at the end of the movie, the girl cop gets separated from the male cop. And they realize, oh, it's Jason. Jason's back. He's alive. And anyway, she hides in like Pamela's fortress where her head's there. And like there's a whole bunch of dead bodies from like previous movies there. She crawls underneath and she's like calling for backup. She's calling for help. And this is where it gets interesting. You see that there's a little scanner in this old woman's cabin. And she's just painting. And she's just doing stuff. She has her little glass of wine and she's just doing her shit. She's having a night. Yeah, she's having a good night. She's having a good weekend. And then she goes, like, she put, like, her ears perk up. You don't ever see her face. Her ears perk up. She puts all her paintbrushes down. She takes one final sip of wine, grabs her stuff, gets out of there. lo and behold, at the very end, we find out that's Alice from the first 2 movies. Like the actual actress that played Alice, the final girl of the first movie.
That's cool.
She comes to save them. And yes, she beats Jason's ass.
Really?
No problem. Laurie Strode style.
Interesting.
Bitch has no problem choking an asshole out.
Okay.
Also manages to kill headless Pamela Voorhees in the process yet again.
Oh, okay.
This time she takes Pamela's head back.
Okay.
And says karma's a bitch. And she goes, it's personal.
All right.
It was so good.
That's interesting.
That was, okay, so that one to me, Jason Rising, was like, it was a good fan film, shot really fucking well, really competent actors and actresses. But it was fun. It was one of those that was like, this is what you would expect from a Friday the 13th film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with all the kills, with all the kind of fun that goes into like a Friday the 13th kind of movie, with the ridiculousness.
Yeah.
But then the next one that I don't hike alone, I'll talk about later after you talk about yours. That one I got a little bit more to say about.
Okay. So for me, my next one was Never Hike in the Snow. This was put out just 7 months ago.
So I think that's really cool, actually. So let me just say this. I love to write scripts and shit like that. I really do. I like to come up with ideas and shit. And when Luke and I were first dating, we actually did do a kind of Friday the 13th rough script. But it was based on a game we were playing. That was like a board game. Luke, you can throw in a clip if you want. It's back on Luke's channel, Prince Dustpan.
Yeah.
We did a Camp Blood review, kind of, like playthrough. But it was all D&D kind of style.
Okay.
It was fun.
Icy embrace. Jason chooses a counselor within one space of the lake. That's within one space of the lake.
No. No.
Yes.
BS.
No?
No.
That doesn't count?
No. It is those 2 very specific spaces.
Well, then this is a very lame card.
It is. I agree.
No hits.
PewDiePie is fucking hilarious.
Well, if there's one thing that murderers can't stand, it's cashmere.
I'm not sure that's true, Pam.
I don't believe you, Pam. I don't believe you, crazy cat lady.
Crazy cat lady.
So Pam is in a bit of a hurry, and she's gonna blow past Whitney.
Hey, what's up? See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Pam, wounded, bloody, goes straight for Jason, no matter what, and decides to attack him with the axe.
Jason takes
2
2
hits.
hits.
We had people acting out different characters that were in the thing. Anyway, I had thought about revisiting something like that, but like remaking it and making it a little bit better, a little bit more refined, because this was obviously not planned. We literally planned nothing out. We didn't even have a script. Luke was just like, let's just go out and do this with our friends. It's going to be fun. And I have a rough idea of and he had a rough idea of what he wanted to do. Then I came up with like a kind of rough script where it was Friday the 13th, but in the snow, because I wanted to do this so bad. I thought that sounded so badass because I have not seen a winter Friday the 13th yet.
Nope.
And the fact that you found one both makes me happy, but also pisses me off that someone else got to it before I had the chance to.
Yeah, so this was my favorite one. This just had a more professional feel. Visually, acting, effects, everything looked pretty good. Yeah. I was kind of like, oh shit, all right. So this one, you have a main character, and he's out hiking in the woods at the very beginning, and he's running from something, and gets to a point where he's kind of looking around, and then he sees Jason. Jason's got a bow and arrow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he turns and starts running, and Jason pulls back, and fucking shoots him in the leg.
Oh, fuck.
And so then he stops, and a pretty cool kill scene at the beginning. So Jason catches up to him because he hurt his leg, and he's, kind of, crawling backwards like they do on their butt.
Yeah.
And then Jason whaps him with an axe in the mouth. And so he's laying, and it's an above scene with the axe in his mouth, and blood is behind him, and it's spurting out like the sides of his mouth. I was like, oh shit, this one's pretty good. Like, damn. I was like, okay. Not that the other ones had bad special effects, but this one, it was like a step up. So I was like, all right. So then the movie starts to take off where he borrowed his mom's car. He's not back. Police are investigating it. They are local police, so they find out he went into this area, and they're like, oh shit, this is Camp Crystal Lake area, blah, blah, blah. And so they're trying to investigate it. And when they're investigating it, it's the scene that I kind of got the movies mixed. There's a guy that plays kind of the warning character, and runs up to someone's car as they're investigating the scene and scratches Jason in it. And it's this creepy kind of older man. Well, they put him in the back and they called him Jarvis. So he was like warning, like, this is Jason, because he hadn't been around for a while. They go to investigate it. There's some scenes where they go back and talk to the mom, and she's distraught because her son hasn't come. And they're like, we got to investigate this area. So they go investigate it. But then meanwhile, Jason, after he kills him, somewhere in this, again, forgive me because I have a mix of movies and they're all Jason, so they kind of get mixed up. But right. I remember there's a scene where Jason goes into a cabin and his mom's head is severed. And it's in snow, and there's candles. No. Yeah, it's really cool. Yep. And so then Jason is standing there looking at it, and there's a woman that plays Pamela, and it's Jason, come to mommy. Yeah. And she goes to hug him, and she goes to take his mask off, and then he's a little boy again. Jason, like with his face messed up, and they had like a boy play him, and he looks like he's maybe like 13 or 14, and she's like holding him, and then the cops are kind of searching the area, and then they kind of stumble upon that cabin that Jason's in, so he kind of skedaddled, and then they're searching for it, and then he kills one of the deputies. Which was just a really cool scene that they had a boy play, and they had makeup on his face, cool. and no hair or patches of hair and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty good. I was like, oh shit, that's cool. And so then basically, Jason kills that, the police, and it kind of just ends abruptly. And that's pretty much it. Like, just Jason killing, these police officers that are looking for him. Didn't go after Jarvis that I remember, but yeah, ends abruptly, ended pretty good. That one is my favorite of them.
And that was the actual Tommy Jarvis too. That was it? Tom Matthews.
Okay, yeah. He's aged and I couldn't tell, because this has been a while, but yeah. Is it him?
That's really cool. Yeah, it's him.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's him. And he's been really cool, like Tom Matthews has. He's been in a couple other fan films as well.
Awesome.
Like,
that's so cool.
He loves playing Tommy Jarvis.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, and hopefully someone can correct me, I believe at one point in his career, unless it was a different Tommy Jarvis, one of the Tommy Jarvises, I thought it was him, stopped being in horror movies because he was on like a religious kick. So he never came back or something like that. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe it was the one from the Imposter Jason one.
Oh, yeah.
Number 5.
Yeah.
But I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, I think that's cool whenever they can get Tommy Jarvis involved.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I remember right, it ended abruptly on a kill scene where he's stomping on someone's face, and then that was the last scene.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, it was good. And I love the snow. It's snowing throughout it. There's snow on the ground, so it very much is in the snow the entire movie. So there is that element of it, which is pretty cool. I like that. And because I remember being like, oh, that is cool. Nobody's done a Friday the 13th in the snow.
Like, it's perfect. Like, you got that's why I was saying earlier, like, I don't know. There's just something eerie about being in winter where it's more even more fucked because either you're going to get killed by this big hulking dude or you're going to freeze to death. You choose your death. Which one are you going to go with? Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like brutal either way. It's like either you freeze to death or you get hacked to pieces. Which do you want? You know? So I think that's kind of badass. Also, red on white looks fucking beautiful.
Yep.
Looks good.
It does.
Especially if you can, like, you know, I bet they can't go that far, but like you can do like the steam coming off like the, you know, because it's gross. But yeah.
Adds that little extra to it.
Yeah. So speaking of Tommy Jarvis, in this next one, it's kind of more of a surprise at the end. Sorry, we're already spoiling it, but this is all spoilers. The one that I later saw was called Don't Hike Alone. Kind of
same kind of name.
Same kind of thing. But this one I give this one like a straight 9 out of 10.
Oh, shit.
To me, this one was really fucking good because it was so original.
Okay. But
also at the same time, if you're looking at this as a Jason film, like, you know, as a Friday 13th film with like fun kills and shit like that, I would, if I'm looking at it from those merits, I would bump it down to a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Because
it's such a slow burn, but it's worth the slow burn from a good storytelling standpoint. Basically, Don't Hike Alone is with like just basically like minimal cast. It just has one guy that's like a professional survivalist and hiker that's going about and doesn't realize where he's going to. He does not realize he's stumbled onto Camp Crystal Lake. But the whole first, like, I would say 20 minutes of the movie is him getting his bearings, and he's doing like a vlog the whole time. And he's a really fucking good actor. Like, I definitely believe him and his motives and stuff like that. So when Jason actually finally catches up to him and he realizes, oh shit, whatever's killing the coyotes outside my tent is something I should be fucking worried about, not the coyotes. Because that was like his first giveaway that, oh, some bad shit's about to happen. And like, it's just such a cool dynamic. You got literally a natural survivalist going up against Jason,
yeah.
What a cool idea. You know what I mean? So like, I don't want to give too much away about it, but I've already given you the ending away. It's just really good. Lots of callbacks, obviously, to the original Friday the 13th franchise, but it's very minimal.
Yeah.
And it's just, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. This one does. Like, you literally are like, oh God, come on, dude, get out of there. Get out. Like, you know, and he's making smart decisions. He's not doing anything stupid.
That's good.
He's not a stupid character. The gore effects in this are awesome. While unfortunately we don't get to see Jason really kill anybody on screen, the two kills that he actually has are with paramedics. And that's it. But you don't even see their kills. Now I remember. It's such a good slow burn. And then when you get to the ending where there's like kind of a psychedelic scene going on because this guy's obviously like losing blood. He's having issues, you know, and all this other stuff. And he's strapped to a fucking, what do you call it? Like a gurney and can't get away. And fucking Jason's just around the corner. Tommy Jarvis swoops in and is like, nope, I got you, bro. Because he was like the main paramedic in that one.
Oh.
Yep. He's like, oh, I know this guy. Don't worry about him. I just got my 2 other guys killed, but you know, don't worry.
I let them die before I said some shit.
Yeah. So yeah, it was actually that one was the best one. And honestly, a lot of these films, I don't know how long yours were, but they're about an hour long.
So yeah, the Beast one was about an hour and some change, a little bit over an hour. Mm-hmm. The second Beast one was 20 minutes ish. Mm-hmm. The Legends was probably about 50 minutes, and then I want to say the Snow one was probably about 40 minutes, 40 minutes, somewhere on there.
Yeah, so like they're like it's kind of same with the Jason Rising and Don't Hike Alone, which actually Jason Rising and Don't Hike Alone were done by the same studio.
Oh.
Womp Stomp. So I thought that was cool. I was oh, okay. Because when that logo appeared for the second one, I was like, oh, this is the same people. Or at least production company.
So does Tommy kill him in the end?
No.
Okay.
Jason is just, they drive away into the sunset, literally, and Jason's still just tromping off right behind them as they're sped it out there.
Okay, all right.
So Jason lives at the end.
Okay.
But yeah, no, these were fun movies.
Yeah, that's kind of...
They really were.
That's why I was excited to do that, because you never know what to expect. It's a mixed bag. You know, there's different levels to these, and none of them I would say are bad. Yeah, I ranked them like a good, better, best type thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say any of them are bad. I mean, they were more... better effects, better budget, better acting than what I thought they would be. I mean, I thought film, I was thinking bottom of the barrel shit, like something me and you would just try to throw together, you know?
Like, give us more credit, like dude. I mean, give us more credit.
It's about like a first time film.
I know what you mean.
You know? But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, okay, cool. You know, like these were not difficult to watch.
Yeah. No, they were all entertaining.
None of them were a chore.
They were very good to watch. They're very much worth your time if you want to check out any of these.
Absolutely.
It said all on YouTube. Some of them are censored, which is really annoying, but it's YouTube.
Yeah.
So then at that point, go support the actual people. Like, go find their shit. Find where you can actually watch the uncensored version. You know?
Yeah, it was good. Check them out. Go down the fan film rabbit hole, because there's so much stuff there. Some of these got some major views. I saw.
They do. They're very popular.
One that I watched, I want to say, had like almost 3 million.
Oh wow!
It was crazy. I forget which one it was.
That's awesome.
On YouTube, had like I'll look it up later, but yeah, had like I want to say maybe like almost 3 million.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I guess bottom line is like go support local people. Go support their work, because what they're doing is amazing. They got stories to tell.
Yeah.
It just takes a couple creative people to get together to tell these stories. And it's so important because, yes, while we have buku billion dollars going towards all these fucking reboots and rehashes and all this other shit, why can't some of those assholes in Hollywood look at some of these and be like, I'm going to give you $1 million. Go make the best fucking fan film ever. Yeah. Like, or an actual like sequel, because you are a fan.
I'm assuming a lot of these people that have done earlier fan films or fan films now have gone on to actually do You made me yawn.
Sorry.
Like studio stuff, and I haven't looked into it, but I assume they'd have to. You know, some of them are film students and stuff like that. But hopefully they go on to do other movies and other original ideas, and maybe this kind of springboards them onto something better, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Sweet. All right, everyone. Well, with that being said, look out for each other, and good night, cellar dwellers. Bye.
Happy Friday the 13th.
Jason.